Okay, hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to this awesome event. Okay, we are live now. Hello everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you can hear me and if you can see me, please let me know you can. Awesome. Good evening, everyone. Just a minute, we'll be live and we'll be starting in a short while. If you can hear me, please let me know you can.
Yeah, I can't hear you, sir.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
good.
good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
We are live. There's so much noise. There's so much noise in the background. Michael, there's so much noise in the background. Can you put up the TV or something?
Okay, so have you sent me the link?
There is so much noise. Michael, kindly put up the TV or the radio. Somebody is talking behind you.
No, it's because of my lights. Have you
Pardon?
sent me the link, sir? Yes, have you sent me the link?
Michael, can you hear me? Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
There is so much, something is playing at the background. The noise is much in your background. What's playing? Is there TV or radio or what?
Yeah, it's from the neighborhood.
Okay, okay.
It's from the neighborhood, sir.
So I sent the YouTube link. We are live. We are live on YouTube right now. Okay, so I sent the
Okay.
link to you. So please put it on the platform, the WhatsApp platform, and the Facebook group. Let everyone come here, please. We're having some technical difficulties with StreamYards for our own community.
Okay, sir. I'll do that right
Okay,
away.
while we're here, yes, please. I'll do a small video for the Facebook people and tell them to come over here.
Okay, sir.
So anyone who joins us, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You are welcome. We are live on YouTube right now, and we'll be starting any moment from now. We're live, we're live, we're live, we're live. Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. So, this is Emmanuel Okoli. We're having a little technical difficulties. Today is our day, the Beyond the Campus Borders event. So, we should have that event here, but then we're having some difficulties. So, we're going to do it on YouTube right now. It's a video, both ways, either way, is video. So, you have to watch. I'm going to drop the link to the video here now. So, please just click on the link. Sorry, we are starting about 25 minutes late. Just click on the link and then let's hook up on the YouTube. On YouTube, click on the link below this. So let's hook up on YouTube. Why we're not doing it here now is because of it's like technical issues we have with StreamYard. That is why we are moving to YouTube live. So we drop the link right here and we do that right away. All right, I can see someone is right there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have a friend watching right now. Good. Babe Ugo Jachima, good vibes. You like saying good vibes. I can see you. Okay. So if you can see me and you can hear me loud and clear on YouTube, please let me know you can. Let me know you can. Let me know your name and where you're watching from, please. Let me know you can see me and let me know where you are watching from. Okay, please let me know where you're watching from. Okay, Mr. Joshua is here. I'm going to add Mr. Joshua, good evening. Okay, Mr. Joshua, you need to unmute your mic now. Oh, awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Sorry for the slight delay in starting.
Okay.
Um, okay. Okay, if you can see us live, we're live on YouTube right now. We're live on YouTube. So, um, so if you can see us, okay, I can see someone says powerful. Good, good, good. So, just go ahead, Michael. Please go ahead and let everyone have the link. Sorry, we are redirecting you to YouTube. It wasn't the initial plan. It wasn't total initial plan, but then we had to just make do with this for now. We have a slight challenge with StreamYard, and that is why we are doing this. Okay, people are coming online and they're coming good. Beautiful. Please let me know your name. I can see some of my friends. Anthony, I think it's Anthony. Let's know your name, please, and where you are watching from. If you can see us, let's know your name. If you can hear me loud and clear, please let me know you can. Okay, I can hear you loud and clear. Someone's saying I can hear you loud and clear. Jachima Bede, watching from Imo State. Thank you, Jachima. God bless you. Please, let's share this link, the YouTube link that brought you here. Please go ahead and share it. Okay, with me on StreamYard, but the noise is much. I'm going to have to mute you, okay? Good, 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 good. Please keep on sharing the link, the YouTube link. Let everyone who needs to be here join us now. We're about to start. We're about to start. We're about to start. We are about to start. Okay, Mr. Joshua, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here with you.
Okay, but I can't see your face. We can't see your face. We can only hear your face.
Things I'll come. I will turn on the.
I really don't know anymore. But my daughter, I love my daughter. He loves her as much as you do.
Okay, Michael, you sure you can hear me, Michael?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Awesome. So please, let's go ahead and share the new link. Sorry for the change in plan, but let's go ahead and share the new link to everyone we need to send it to. All right.
Okay, sir.
Good. So okay, Anthony's watching us, right? Anthony's saying he can hear us loud and clear. Anthony Victor, thank you for. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, good. So let's just take the next 5 minutes to invite people and tell them we're live. The link is on
Okay.
the everywhere platform.
Okay, sir.
We'll start by nine. I mean by 8:37. Excuse me. So anywhere you are watching from, please just go ahead and make a comment. Let us know where you're watching from and your name. Let's be sure you can hear us live and clear. Okay. Okay, Mr. Joshua, can you still hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Again.
Okay, once again, I need to apologize for the change in plan. We wanted to do this live on the Facebook group, but then we're having some technical difficulties with the StreamYard connecting to that place. So um, I'll just have to do a quick adjustment. Okay, we're just trying to redirect the people.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we'll just have to start in the next 3 minutes. This is 8:33. Once it's 8:36, we'll commence. Let me send another reminder. Okay. Okay, Mr. Joshua, remember I said we can't see you. I don't know if it's from your end or my end. It's still not showing your face, sir.
I will turn on the camera. I just want to say some few things.
Okay, okay. I wanted to be sure it's not from my end.
No, not.
All right. Hmm. Okay, so we'll start right away. It's time, it's time, it's time, it's time. Okay. I'm just trying to send a few messages here on my phone. Just a few messages here on my phone. If you're watching and you join us right now, you're welcome. This is the FUTO Community New Era, and is a event beyond the campus borders. We are doing this from various locations. Thank you for joining us. Just hang on. In the next few minutes, we'll start. Sorry for the change, the slight change in um, platform. We just had some late minute technical issues, and we didn't want to keep us waiting. So it was supposed to be a Facebook Live, but then we just had to move to YouTube Live. So the links are everywhere on Facebook, on the WhatsApp group where we all are. So please kindly share the link to this very platform right now. It's been sent to you privately so that your friends can join us. Okay. Okay, so yes, so welcome everyone. When you join us, please just go ahead and flow. We have to start right now. So this is Mr. Emmanuel. Michael is our convener. I'm a co-convener. We have a couple of persons in the team, but a lot of technical and network issues at their own end in um, Imo State. I'm in Lagos right now, but then we need to start right now. Once again, I sincerely apologize for the change in platform, which came quite late, suddenly, like some minutes ago. However, we are going to start. So while we wait for others to join us, by the way, it's a video, so the live events you can always watch um, the replay when we're done if you come in later afterwards. So welcome everyone. This is New Era, the FUTO community. We are live right now for the event that has been on your, in your face for the past few days and weeks. So it's beyond the campus borders. It's basically focused and targeted to campus students across, basically in FUTO, but then across all campuses in Nigeria and possibly beyond. So we are going to start right away. Somewhere in between, we'll have Mr. Michael speak to us and address us briefly. But then our guests, the speakers are only. I'm a speaker. My friend Joshua, Mr. Joshua is here. It's very noisy again. Where you are very inconsistent.
Sir.
Good evening, Michael. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so Michael,
In
we
his
can have.
current environment, he can't necessarily avoid.
Okay.
Okay, okay, Michael.
Yes, I can hear you.
We want to start right now. So once the people begin to come in, we know they can join us right here. But we can't wait any further.
Okay, sir.
Sent out the messages on SMS to everyone who has registered, and I've sent out other. All right, just a quick one. Just a quick one. Just a quick one. So this is how we're going to flow. Engineer Oba was supposed to give us the keynotes address, but then he called me like 3 hours ago and told me about an emergency that he needed to pay attention to. So invariably, he may not be with us at the beginning, maybe at the end. Okay, he said he was not going to be around. He had something to do this, and he sincerely apologized. So I want to apologize for his absence. He sends his regards. He's with us right here, but then he's not with us. So his heart is here with us. So on that note, we're going to skip that section where Engineer guest do the keynote address. So,
Okay.
Michael, in a short while, I just want you to speak to us about what this event is about. Mike, I don't know if you can hear me. I know it's very noisy where you are, but then just in 2 minutes, what are we to expect from this event?
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Ozema by name, FUTO student, Surveying and Geoinformatics Department, 400 level. Beyond the campus borders actually is made to build students to build themselves for the marketplace, expand their capacities, think outside the box, because now we are in Nigeria and some other people too are joining us from different parts of Africa. And I tell you, it's not about what the government is willing to do for us. Yeah, it's bad government, we're in a bad leadership, but it's what we as individuals are able to do for our countries, like one of the greatest American presidents once said. So this very event is there to sharpen our mind, give us that mind shift so that we will be able to be productive in the labor market, even more productive in our careers, in our businesses, even in our relationships, to become better individuals and have better results. So it is actually a mind opening for every student, every youth. So it's going to help us become better individuals. So like we have what to expect here, we have reports in the IT place, maximize our potentials and all the rest of them. So these are opportunities we need to leverage on to ensure that to maximize, we understand, we release, and I swear we maximize our potentials. So thank you very much. I, on this note, welcome everyone here. So sit tight as we are about to dish out value. So kudos to our speakers this evening. You all are wonderful. I want to start by thanking Mr. Emmanuel Okoli. You've been a mentor. You've been a great leader. I admire your charisma so much. I also want to thank Mr. Joshua Ikegwuonu. He's been a wonderful leader. In fact, he's been doing amazing works on leadership. And finally, in the last but not the least, I want to thank Engineer Nduwisi. You've been an amazing mentor. You've been a role model to a lot of us who are youths who've actually been on track. It's as a result of his exemplary leadership style. So on this note, I want to say thank you, everyone. So sit tight and make sure you invite your friends. Thank you very much.
10 minutes to uh, speak, and then afterwards, Mr. Joshua is going to be talking to us about the power of vision, the place of vision. Of course, we all know that the event itself is beyond the campus borders. My focus is developing capacity for the marketplace.
Hello?
All right. So, very quickly, yeah, here we go. So let me go ahead. Next 30 minutes, I'll be done, and I'll hand over to the next speaker. So my name is Emmanuel, Okoli Emmanuel, as you probably already know from the publicity material. Okay, Michael, please can you mute your microphone? It's quite noisy. Oh, good. I've done that. Okay, so I'm a trainer. I'm a leadership. I'm business growth strategist. I help business owners and employees to succeed in their career and workplace. I do this via planning and capacity building. Okay, so much there. I can't read all of that. You can look at that on the flyers. Okay, so in a nutshell, a leadership growth strategies, a business growth strategies. I help business owner and employee, like I said, in their workplace to succeed via planning and capacity building. All right. This evening, we are here for Beyond the Campus Borders, and developing capacity for the marketplace is my focus. Now, there's something very important that will happen tonight, and it's about the power of vision. I can't wait to hear a friend, a brother, Mr. Joshua, talk about vision, because vision is something that helps every one of us to be able to see beyond the campus. I like us to understand, of course, our audience largely undergraduates, particularly in FUTO, the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, in Nigeria. However, right now, my own focus is how we can develop capacity for the marketplace. How you can develop capacity for the marketplace. All right. So, as we have said, there are a few things we need to pay attention to what to expect from this. So, this is like the maiden event of this virtual event for FUTO, particularly for FUTO. And the New Era FUTO community is putting this together. The purpose or the reason for doing this is to see how we can begin to develop leadership capacity, amongst, the young people right there in FUTO. How you can develop yourself, how you can begin to prepare for the labor market, how you can begin right there while you're in school, and of course after you in preparation for when you leave the campus, how you can even maximize your IT experiences right now. Right now the school is on holidays. What can an average student do right now that can help him or her maximize the period, maximize every IT or every holiday period. All right, and it's open for all FUTO students and every other undergraduate of tertiary institutions across Nigeria and of course beyond. All right, so special thanks to our coach, our team leader, Engineer Oba, I just sent a message from him. He called me like 2 hours ago and told us and said as we sent his word and his regard. Unfortunately, he cannot be with us this evening because he had to attend to some emergency, that came up in the UK. So he's in the UK right now, and that's why he is not able to join us right now because of some issues that came up he needs to pay attention to. All right. For those of you who are watching this for the first time, Engineer Oba is the team leader, New Era International, the New Era Concerns, and it's an organization that has been doing a lot of leadership events across Nigeria, particularly in the southeast. The biggest, arguably the biggest leadership event in Nigeria in the southeast is hosted by this body, where the New Era Concerns. For the past about a decade or thereabout, the impact has been everywhere and is it's picking up till this very moment. All right, so I'll proceed by talking about something very briefly. The picture on your screen is a picture of myself 11 years ago. Just a few weeks ago, Facebook reminded me of this post. The way Facebook sends you memories. This is me when I was in FUTO, Federal University of Technology, in my fourth year. I had some challenges with graduation. With graduating, because I was already seeing an extra year staring at me in the face. I had a missing script that was going to give me an extra year or an extra semester. But then I began to envision the future. When we talk about beyond the campus, we're talking about an average student being able to see life beyond the four walls of the campus, beyond, if you are a FUTOite, so beyond the four walls of FUTO, right? So this is me in my fourth year. The cardigan, the clothes I'm putting on right now is in that picture is NYSC. What you get to do when you graduate from university in Nigeria, you go for a 1-year compulsory service, NYSC. Now you cannot put on that uniform until you are a graduate, right? And you have been cleared and then you have been enlisted to serve. But I was in fourth year. I tried to envision myself serving. I didn't want to have an extra year. This is during my fourth year industrial training, but then I had to go and take this uniform from my elder brother who had left school many years ago. Why am I doing this? I was trying to capture a picture. I was still in campus. I was still a student, but I was trying to capture a picture in my mind. I won't stay too long on this because my friend, the next speaker, Mr. Joshua, is going to talk about vision. But this is what I did, and it helped me. Of course, there was a hand of God that came in and helped me clear those things, those problems that would have kept me in school. But then I did this picture and I put it on Facebook. In my fourth year, I had about a year and a few months to be qualified for this, but I had to go ahead of the future of the time and be able to project and put myself in that position that will help me, adjust in my thinking and the things I do that will help me graduate at the set time. And of course, I did graduate at the set time. All right, I'll come back to this picture as we proceed. Now, when we talk about the marketplace, remember my topic is developing capacity for the marketplace. So what is the marketplace? The marketplace is simply that environment where transactions and value exchange takes place. The marketplace is that environment where transactions and value exchange takes place. Now, this is important for every one of you on campus. Right there where you are, it is important to begin to see beyond that campus and begin to look at what lies ahead of you when you graduate, what lies ahead of you when you leave FUTO in particular, what lies ahead of you when you leave that university. What will happen to you? What is the marketplace like? What are you bringing out from that campus? What are you bringing to the table? What are you going to contribute to the marketplace? That's why I want to talk to you about what is marketplace. The marketplace simply means that environment where transactions and value exchange takes place. Now, it could be a job, it could be the workplace, the industries, it could be the business you want to run, whatever it is you're going to do. A time comes in your life when you leave the campus and then eventually said to have joined the labor market, as it is called in Nigeria, the labor market. So the marketplace is that place where people exchange values, people exchange values, and there are transactions going back and forth. every one of you in campus in school needs to begin to think about this matter while you are in school, and not just to think about it, but to
I can't hear
plan
you from here.
towards it. Okay. Okay, if you can hear me, if any of you can hear me, please go ahead and let me
I
know.
can't hear you from here, please.
Okay. Okay. Well, what the feedback? Okay, the feedback is clear. I get feedback from the feedback. I don't know. Can you hear me now, Mr. Joshua?
I can't still hear you. I don't know if it is from your computer or something.
But were you hearing me a while ago? Okay, Mr. Joshua, I think it's not from this end, because I have a feedback here and it's very, very clear. Michael, can you hear me?
Sure, very well, sir.
Okay, Michael can hear me. So Mr. Joshua
I can hear you
says
very
he
well.
can hear me.
Yes, very well.
Okay, so I'll have to proceed. So Mr. Joshua, I think it's from your device. So Michael can hear me clearly. So moving on, everyone watching, I'd like you to understand that there are a number of things you can be when you leave that campus. All right, irrespective of what you studied in school. By the way, let me say at this point that not every one of you in campus in school will practice what you studied. Not every one of you in FUTO right now, when you leave that school, not all of you will practice what you studied. Some of you are going to move away from what you studied and do something else. Some of you are going to practice exactly what you studied. But then, whatever the case is, the marketplace is where you eventually get to learn into. All right? So I want you to know that there is no campus experience that should be a waste. There is no campus experience that should be a waste. There is no campus. Every experience you are having and we have in campus, whether it's your football, your music, your whatever you do, the volunteerism, the things you get involved in, none of them should be a waste. If you look at my screen right now, you will see a man. His name is Ben Carson. I'm sure most people know him already. Ben Carson is, in the medical field. Did you know that he didn't just become popular? As a matter of fact, one of the things that made him become very popular is because he got employed, he got engrafted into Johns Hopkins Hospital. Right? Now, how did he get in there? He didn't get in there primarily because of his qualifications. If you read his book, Think Big or Gifted Hands, you will see the point where he mentioned something. He said when he was right there in the interview, the man interviewing him is a white man or was a white man. Now, of course, you know what that means. But then the thing that made him connect that man in that interview was that Ben Carson himself had a special knowledge, very good knowledge in a particular kind of music. That should be classic music. When he said it, the interview was going back and forth, the questions were going back and forth until they came to the point where the music stuff came into the discussion. That was supposed to be by a side talk, But then the fact that Ben Carson had good knowledge of this kind of music caught the man's attention. The one interviewing him caught his attention, and then that was how they became friends. The man liked him, and that was how he was endorsed, and he came into the Johns Hopkins Hospital. That was the major reason, one of the major reasons besides his qualification and his color. So what am I saying? There was a time, obviously, when Ben was learning music. He had no plans whatsoever to be a musician. But those are the things he learned while growing up on campus and everywhere. Maybe he was in a choir. Maybe he learned this. Maybe he learned that. But these things had nothing to do with medicine. But it was this very music stuff that opened up the door for him to get a job into Johns Hopkins, where he performed that surgery you heard about. So without this music, he probably wouldn't have been able to get into John Hopkins Hospital, and you probably would never have heard of John Ben Carson. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Now, if you can hear me, please type in the session and let me know you can hear me. All right. Now, the campus is a place for self-discovery and capacity building. The campus is a place for self-discovery and capacity building. The campus is a place for self-discovery and capacity building. All of you in campus right now in school, you need to understand that in school where you are right now, the best time to discover yourself is right there. The best time to discover yourself, the best time, in fact, it is a place where you get to make all the mistakes. It's a place where you get to find your passion and your strengths. From your first year to your final year in school is a time when you have to do what? Make all the mistakes, until you are able to find your passion and find your strength. And once you do that, you need to begin to, when you discover who you are, when you discover yourself, it's now important for you to begin to pay attention to those things that makes you different. When you understand who you are, what makes you stand out, and you begin to bond, you are already preparing yourself for the world outside the campus, because that is what the marketplace is looking for. The marketplace, the labor market, is not looking for young men and women who don't even know who they are, who don't even know, who have not understood themselves. All right. So when you understand what makes you this different or distinct, you are able to burn, and then you can rush out of campus with a clearly defined, image of yourself. A clearly defined image of yourself. A clearly defined. Michael, please mute your mic. Is making a lot of sound. All right. So the moment you discover your strengths, which I've said a while ago, you on campus, the best place to discover your strength and passion is when you're in school. Why I say that is because when you leave campus, life is in a hurry. The moment you leave campus, life is in a hurry. Life is on fast forward. Things will happen very fast, and you cannot afford to be a person who doesn't know what they want in life when you leave campus. So the point is, while you are in school, it is the best place and time to make all your mistakes. It is the best place and time to find out your passion, your strengths, and then while you are still there, please begin to use those things to pay attention to the things that matter. What am I saying? You will discover these things about yourself by doing many things. Do many things on campus. Get involved beyond your lecture hall and your hostel or your accommodation. Get involved, volunteer, get involved in extracurricular stuff, religious church things, any kind of leadership activity, until you find the one that is your strength and passion. Now, once you find those areas, you now pay all your connect it to those important one that you are focused on. Connect your energy to those areas. That is how you can begin to grow your capacity. Now, let me talk about capacity, the concept of capacity. Remember, my topic is developing capacity for the marketplace. Now, if you look at the screen, you probably know what this is. Please, if you know what this is, you can type in the comment section. What does this mean to you? Your computer space, hard drive, the blue part says the space used. The other part, the pink part, says is the free space, and that's the memory card over there where you have your 512 gig and all that kind of thing. What actually is capacity? When we say capacity, as you know, in it is called capacity. The capacity of the capacity of that. So as a human, you also have your capacity. So let me give a quick definition of the word. Okay, I think network is acting up. Can you still hear me? Okay, good. So when we say capacity, what do we mean? I'll give about 4 or 5 of them. Capacity the amount of space a vessel has available to receive content is called capacity. So if you have a container that is 100 liter, what you're saying is the capacity of that container is 100 liter. If you have a vessel that a device that is 5 gig, that what you are saying is 5 gig is the amount of information it can take. So your capacity is what? The amount of space available in a device, in a vessel to receive content. In the same way as a human, your capacity is the amount of space you have to receive stuff. There are some people who cannot receive certain things because they have not developed the capacity to receive those things. So, for example, you are looking for a job or you want to start a business, and that cannot just happen. Why it will not happen is because you have not developed the capacity to do it. So that thing cannot come to you because you don't have the requirement. You don't have the capacity to receive it. So number 2, I said capacity is the size of a container available to receive content. Number 3 is capacity is the degree to which a vessel can accommodate or give out content. So you want to be promoted in the office, you want to get a new job, you want to get a higher income. It cannot happen until you become a person that has the capacity to receive such experiences. So your capacity is the space, the preparedness you have made for you to receive that experience or that you desire. So your capacity is how much space you have in you to receive what is coming to you. How much you have in you to receive what is coming to you. That is your capacity. Your capacity is your level of preparedness for the next phase of your life. All right. So when we talk about expanding capacity, that is what we mean. All right. Now, why should you build capacity? Why should anyone build their capacity? Okay, if you look at the screen, there's a picture on the screen right now. In 2009 and then 2019, in just 10 years, a lot changed. The picture speaks for itself. You see the cameraman sitting right there on the door of a helicopter trying to capture a scene with the camera. All right. Both the cameraman and the pilot and the helicopter in 10 years were replaced by just a simple drone. What does that tell you? If you do not build your capacity beyond what you learn in class, you will soon become outdated. All right. That is why every one of you hearing my voice right now needs to develop your capacity. All right. So moving on quickly, I have a few minutes to go. Okay, what are some facts about capacity? I'd like you to understand that you can only succeed in life in proportion to your capacity. Number 2 thing you need to know is that you can only be blessed in proportion to your capacity to receive. Even in the Bible, God had some people, about 3 young men, and He gave them talents according to their several abilities. According to their several abilities. That means God cannot even give you beyond your ability to receive. So you cannot even experience some level of that you can only be promoted according to your capacity. You can only be promoted according to your capacity. All right. Number 4 is what? Your relevance is going to be proportional. Your relevance in the marketplace is going to be proportional to your capacity, the things you can do, the you can bring to the table, the things you have experienced, the things you know. All right. And now the truth of the matter is that your capacity can expand or increase. Your capacity can expand or increase. That is the good news. You can expand your current capacity. And I'm going to show you how and what you need to do. Okay. Now, when you begin to expand your capacity, what happens is that you become a newer version of yourself. Yes. Each time your capacity grows or increases or is expanded, you become a new person. You become a better version of yourself. All right. So, moving on, there are about 4 areas you need to build capacity in. All right. About 4 areas that you must focus in on if you want to build capacity. Number 1 is your mental capacity. Number 2 is your financial capacity. Number 3 is a relationship. And then number 4 is spiritual capacity. I'm not going to talk about all of this. I'll focus on number 1. But let me do a quick touch on every one of these things. Do you know that right there on campus, you can begin to work on your financial, relationship, and even spiritual capacity? It will all matter. It will all matter when you leave the school environment. It will all matter when. In fact, somebody called me some days ago and said, "Mr. Emmanuel, please, I need a job in Lagos. Can you do X, Y, Z for me? Help me make some phone calls." And I said to them, I remember that I had spoken to that person about 2 years ago in FUTO. I said, please locate this particular campus fellowship and become active there. Join a unit or a department and try to serve there. You know, the person took me for granted. Now, to this year, a few days ago, the person called me and was asking me whether there was an opening to get a job and all that. And I have the platform. I belong to the alumni body of my campus fellowship, and there are opportunities there, but it's only for people who are in that fellowship. I asked you, Oga, did you join any campus fellowship? He said no. Now I cannot recommend you here because you have not built that relationships that you need to build. In fact, when you are in school, most of the things that will happen to you, listen to me, most of the things that will happen to you after campus will be influenced by the relationships you kept while you are in school. Most of the things that will happen to you after school, whether it's job, marriage, finances, most of the things that will happen to you after school will be influenced by the relationships you keep in school or you develop in school. So, in fact, let me tell you something. Right now, 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago, I spoke to Engineer Oba. He's in the UK right now. He just got another opportunity to do something in the church. He is not in the UK to be a pastor, but he told me that something happened and then he needed to stand in a church as the pastor. Now, question: what if he didn't have that capacity to lead people in church? He is not the pastor, as it were. He's not. I don't know if he's planning to be a pastor in the next future, but there was a vacuum, and then somebody needed to fill that vacuum as a pastor of a church in the UK, because he had developed his spiritual capacity, obviously from campus days. He is able to do it. So there are many opportunities that will not happen or open up for you if you don't develop your capacity in all these areas. So this evening, I'm focused on number 1, the mental capacity. Only mental. I'll touch only that because of my time. All right. So what is the marketplace looking for? The marketplace is looking for problem solvers. Don't forget, my topic is developing capacity for the marketplace. All right. There is something you need to know if you are a student right now on campus. When you leave that campus, you are going to be face to face with a market that is looking for problem solvers. All right. And our desire is that you begin to understand these things now that you are still in school and begin to practice them. So the marketplace is looking for what? Problem solvers. Problem solvers. What problems are you solving? Don't you ever think that you are limited in any ways? Don't you ever think that you are handicapped in any ways? The picture on my screen speaks volume. You see a young girl who has one of her legs amputated, and you see a woman who's obviously okay, but she's on the ground begging. All right. This one has realized that if your mind is still working, everything in your life can still work. If you have a mind that is working, everything in your mind can still work. That is why I said to you, your mental strength is your biggest strength. It does not matter the limitation you have in your family, your background, where you came from, or the difficulties you're having. As a matter of fact, if your mental capacity is developed enough, every other capacity will do pretty well. I personally believe that your mental capacity affects every other thing you are doing, including the other three spiritual capacities. I mean, the other capacity I mentioned a while ago. All right. So now, moving on, what kind of problem solvers is the marketplace looking for? The employees, the business world. What kind of problem solvers are they looking for? They are looking for people, the man that will take responsibility. The man that will take, sorry, when I say man is for both genders, just generic, okay? Man or woman, okay? The man that will take responsibility. You are still in school, you're planning to leave campus very soon, 2 years, 3 years from now, and then you're asking yourself, what will happen to me after now? Go now, and I said, nothing you learn on campus is a waste. So sure you participate in your fellowship, in your campus, whatever. All right, good. So I'll share with you a story. Some years ago, I was in FUTO. I mean, in my second year, during my IT industrial training, I had learned a software called MATLAB and Excel. All right. So I was in church in Kaduna State during the holiday period, and then my church, they were doing a conference for couples, and then there was a questionnaire that went out, and then I just came in and I saw them doing that. So after the event, I met the leaders and I said, these questionnaires you sent out, what are you going to do with it? I can take it and present it and interpret it for you in a report format that will make sense and help leadership to make good decisions. They were like, wow, can you do it? I said, yes. I volunteered. I offered to take the responsibility of that event, and I took all the reports, all the questionnaires, all the responses. I put them in the computer, and I was able to generate results that made sense and could be used by the church. That was the first time I would volunteer to do anything like that. Did you know that when I did that, I became a new person? About 10 years later, I would be in the office of the Commissioner of Education in one of the states in the East to do the same thing. She had, just after the pandemic, schools were about to resume. And then I was face to face with the Commissioner of Education. And then there was a form that was filled by about 2,000 schools in the state. And they needed somebody to interpret that for them. So I was invited, I got there, and I was able to deliver the job excellently. And that was how a bigger door opened for me. All right. As I speak to you right now, I'm in a committee for the state government to do something on education in that state. Now I was able to have that access because of some things I did when I was on campus. I learned them and I volunteered to use those skills until I perfected the skills. So I took responsibility. That's what I'm trying to say. As looking for the man who will be accountable, a man who will be accountable. Digital skills. This is the best time for you to get digital skills. You can ask the host of this event, my friend Uzoma, Michael. The past few days, he has learned a lot of things that has made him become a better person. So there's so much skills: content writing, content creation, affiliate marketing, video editing. There are many skills that are outside what you are learning in school. Go and learn them. You don't need to depend only on your course in campus, in school. You have to get, irrespective of what you are doing in FUTO or what you are learning, what department you are in. You need to pay attention to these things I'm saying right now. You must go and add at least 1 or 2 or 3 digital skills to what you're doing. It will open up a door for you in the marketplace. All right. Number 4, the marketplace is looking for people who are reliable. Is looking for young men who are creative thinkers. Are you a creative thinker? You need to be able to engage your mind and practice these things while you are in school. Okay, let me move. My time is up. I need to round up. Why should I be a problem solver? Why should I, as a student in campus, be a problem solver? I told you I'm looking at the mental capacity. And I said to you, one way to do that is to solve problems, right? Constantly solve problems. As you do that, you become a better person. You become a better person. These are the kinds of persons that the marketplace is looking for. All right? The marketplace is looking for problem solver. Now, why should you become a problem solver? Number 1, the more problems you solve, the better and faster you get at solving problems. I can tell you for free, from my experience. The more problems you solve, the better and faster you get at solving problems. I challenge you to solve problems, even the ones that don't concern you directly. As long as it's not going to affect you negatively, please solve problems, as many as you can. For your department, for your friends, for your neighbors, outside your jurisdiction, solve problems. Let your people, your friends know you as a problem solver. That is one way to prepare yourself for the marketplace. Why should you be a problem solver? Number 2, when you do that, your capacity will expand. Your capacity will do what? Will expand. Number 3, when you are a problem solver, more opportunities will open for you. When you are a problem solver, more opportunities will open for you. So when I came to Lagos the first time, I was in Lekki. I was trying to step into the city, and then the first place I landed was a school. I was head of school in one school in Lekki, and then the owner of the school was about to travel to the UK. All right, and then she needed somebody to manage the school for her. All right, and here I was. I had solved a similar problem before. I solved a problem. I volunteered to start a school for a particular church in Imo State many years ago. That school is about 5 or 6 years old now. I did it as a volunteer, but while I was solving that problem for that church, I was developing my capacity. Fast forward to 6 years after or 7 years after, you see me in Lekki, in Lagos, and face to face with the owner of a school who wants to hand over that school to somebody else. That was an opportunity for me because my capacity in that area has been expanded. So solve problems. Problem solving creates more opportunities for you in the future. All right, I'll move on. So let me end with this as I round up. I need you to think about this. What problems are you currently solving? What problems are you, as a student, what problems are you solving right now? And who are you becoming? Who are you becoming? So I'll stop here. In a nutshell, I need you to understand that the marketplace is a place where transactions and exchange of values constantly going on. There are about 4 areas you must build your capacity. Number 1 is your mental capacity, financial, relationships, and then of course, um, so I focus basically on the mental capacity. All right, I talk about the mental, the finance, the relationship, and the spiritual, the 4 areas of capacity building. All right, so for mental capacity building, you need to be a problem solver. As you solve more problems, you have your capacity expanded, and then it opens up more doors for you. Volunteer for your church, your campus fellowship, volunteer for your department, volunteer, get involved in solving problems. As you do that, you are changing, you are becoming someone who is more valuable. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to stop here so my friend, Mr. Joshua can take over from here. All right, Michael, if you can hear me, please go ahead and introduce the next speaker. Thank you very much.
Unmute yourself, Michael, please.
Michael, you need to unmute yourself. Michael, are you there? All right.
Okay. Yes, I'm there. Okay.
Michael, I'm done.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Okoli Emmanuel. I'm super happy for your presentation this evening. Honestly, I'm filled with much value. So thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate it. In fact, a round of applause for you because my book is just filled up. I've been writing for a while now, and I must say that I've been writing down a lot of things, excess value here. So thank you very much, sir. So I'll be introducing the next speaker, who is Mr. Joshua Ikegwuonu. Mr. Joshua Ikegwuonu is a teams coach. He's a leadership mentor. He is a graduate of Computer Science Department, Federal University of Technology here in Owerri. And he loves seeing people get better, do things improve, and always working to see that organizations, businesses grow, understands, release, and as well maximize their potentials. So, Mr. Joshua Ikegwuonu, the floor is open for you. So, it's a clapping ovation. Shall we invite Mr. Joshua Ikegwuonu? Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Process, Mr. Emmanuel, I must appreciate your good hand in this. I must assure you, I've not used this before, and I could understand what it takes to put such things together. All right, all I, there is always a first time for everything. So this is my first time for this. So I must commend that good work. Then Mr. Michael is interesting. I will have to start on this note. Mr. Michael is a young man I've known for a while, and it's interesting to say this, that each time I'm heading to church to go and minister in the church, I do see him on the way. Either I'm coming back or I'm heading to church, and it's like there is a particular junction we always meet. And that thing made me to ask myself a lot of questions lately, because sometimes he's alone. He's always walking alone on the street with his earphone, and I'm asking, why must he act that way? And I just concluded maybe there is something this young man is seeing that other people are not seeing, that always make him knock off every other person just because of where he sees himself going. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be using a slide, but I just wanted to be a talk, because when I heard I was going to talk to young people like me, I was happy, because that's what this thing is all about. We are young people looking for places to go. And funny enough, Mr. Emmanuel somehow touched a lot of things that has to do with vision. And today I will be speaking on understanding vision. Understanding vision. Now,
what do you think? What's going on the table?
Okay, very well. So don't forget to drop down your comments on the comment section, okay?
Your brother died in the war. What do I know about that?
Mr. Amos, get your back.
can I go ahead now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I would like
Yeah,
to
you can
proceed.
go ahead.
I would like to proceed with a scripture that I love so much. Whenever they talk of scripture, I'm going to point. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29. The affect people here. All right. The book of Proverbs, 29 verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Where there is no the people perish. And I've been trying to brood over the scripture and have myself reflected. And I had to write for a man who is created to become what God created him to be, God gives him a vision. For a man to become what God created him to be, God gives him a vision. In other words, I'm trying to say that there is no complete purpose without a vision, and there is no vision without a purpose. Now, a lot of people can define vision the way they want. I mean, the question is, what is vision? You can define it any way. You have been hearing a lot of definition about vision, but I always like to say that vision is the purpose in pictures. And what is purpose? Purpose is the original intent of a thing. Now, the only way a man can actually pursue his purpose is when he have seen the purpose in pictures. And the picture you're seeing is your vision. So when God wants to send Abraham out of his people, he called him and said, okay, I'm trying to send you at a place, and I'm going to give you something. And when God called out Abraham, he said, this is the place I'm sending you to. And Abraham went out. But there is something that I observed, that if you read from the book of Genesis, from the time of the call up until God said, look and see, tell me how many things you could see in the sky. And that was the moment I noticed that Abraham had an understanding of what God was trying to do. And God said, okay, look up there. But God has been telling him, I'm going to give you a nation. I'm going to make you a father of all nations. But Abraham did not understand what God was saying until God showed him in picture. And God said, okay, look up to the sky. And there is a direction where you could look. And that direction was the sky. And there is something to see. And that thing was the stars. And that stars were his children. So what am I trying to say? When God gives you a purpose, he furnishes that purpose with a vision, because the vision is actually the picture that will keep you to keep running. All right? It is a picture that propels you to always take action. So your vision propels you to take action. Now, some years ago, I've been trying to, figure out my life. I started praying to God to actually tell me what it is he called me to do in life. And I had so many dreams. I had so many revelations. I read my scripture. I know what I wanted for myself, but I actually wanted to go according to God's dictates. And when I was doing all of these things, the only way God could actually furnish in my heart what he had for me was to show me a picture. And I saw myself in a place. I'm sorry, I'm going to share this. I saw myself in a place, like in the middle of the water, oceans, and a podium was placed, and I was speaking. And I was told that that's my audience. And I was shocked. The picture was so big for me. The picture was so big. So ever since then, I woke up every morning reading books, because I know there are people I'm going to be speaking to every day of my life. So every now and then I'm reading books. I'm trying to understand how I can actually feed these people who are coming from all spheres of life, from different walks of life. Because of what? A picture that I saw. A picture that I saw. So the vision, my definition of this is the picture of the purpose. I mean, picturing your purpose. A picture of the purpose. Now, there are some other definitions that I wrote down here. I said, vision is a mental picture of the future. It is an idea of what the future can hold, and but it's not yet happened. All right. Now, there is also another definition that I love so much here that I put down. He said, vision is when an architect dreams a new building and designs. When an architect dreams a new building and design. So you see, it is actually the picture of the future building. All right. So you could actually see your building in your hands and you could say, okay, this is lovely. I really love this thing. Okay. So why are we now discussing vision? Why are we discussing vision? A lot of people don't understand why we should discuss vision. People just think that they should talk about vision. You know, it's something you need to talk about, but you don't need to actually know why you should talk about it. But then I want to first of all separate vision and wishes. I used to hear this thing growing up that if wishes were horses, all right, you know the rest of the answer. I don't need to explain that to you, but if wishes were horses, now meaning that wishes are something people just, you know, fantasize about. They don't, it's not a clear-cut thing or clear-cut destination, but they just, you know, fantasize about it. But vision is a clear-cut picture. Is a clear-cut picture. You are too so certain about this vision. All right. In the book of in the book of Habakkuk 22:23, he said, the old people shall dream dreams, because I mean their strength has gone down, so they might not likely achieve the dream. So their children are going to achieve it. But the young people, the young men and women will see vision. Why would God say they will see vision? Rather, in the book of Joel, rather, why would God say they will see vision? He said they're going to see vision because they have the strength and capability to do what? Achieve the vision. All right. So it's not like the wishes. Wishes are just thoughts that comes into your mind because of eventualities that are happening around you. You now wish that you could get this, you could get that. No. But vision is you're looking at the future. The future is going to look like this because you understand your purpose. You are not seeing it in pictures. All right. So I just wanted to say these two things, that wishes has nothing to do with what? Vision. So why are we discussing vision? We discuss vision because it shows us where we are headed. This is the place I'm going. There is a destination. So when vision is mentioned, destination comes to mind. Now, vision provides motivation. Vision provides what? Motivation. So what keeps you to keep pursuing the purpose of God for your life is actually vision. Vision motivates you to keep pursuing a certain cause. Even when money is not there, when people are not helping, but you understand that this is where your life is headed. You might not have all the resources at hand, but you're seeing a picture. It motivates you to stay on course. Now, I say also that vision provides focus. Vision provides what? Focus. Vision gives meaning to your purpose. Vision gives what? Meaning to your purpose. Now, vision helps you to keep moving forward and move through obstacles. Now, when you have a place you're headed and there is some rain is falling, you know, the first thing that comes to your mind is that I'm going to enter a taxi. So some of us in this dispensation, we just go ahead and book Uber or Taxify just to get to our destination. Maybe it's something we would want to blow bike from our house to the next place. But because we are so consumed with the picture of the place we are headed, you see us go extra mile in spite of, you know, the obstacles that might come up. We go extra distance to make sure that actually we get there. So that is, I mean, my why. So let's look at a little bit at vision and mission. A lot of people confuse me with this vision statement, and I'm not interested to continue the discussion. I mean, if there is any difference between vision and mission, but this is what I have to say about vision and mission. I said that vision for me has to do with the destination, and the mission for me has to do with the process to the destination. That is how I define it for myself. I don't know how you're going to define it after now, but you go make further researches for yourself, because that's what makes us students of life. That vision for me has to do with what? My destination, and the mission has to do with the process to the same destination. So it depends on how you look at it. So you tell me. Now, I want to also say this. Whenever God wants to bring out a man, he always asks the man to look. And the next thing he says to that man, see. Two things. God will put you to a direction and he will give you a destination. He points you to a direction, he gives you a destination to that, as in he gives you a destination, he points you to that direction. Now, when God says look, he's saying, okay, there is a place. All right. Now it gives you a destination. Now, what do I mean by that? You are headed to Lagos and you are going from Onitsha. You know, everything you're going to be looking at the direction, which is Asaba. Asaba is the road to that destination. All right. Edo also is there. So these are the direction. So you're looking at it. But there is something you're seeing when you're looking at that direction. What is that? Lagos. So Lagos is a destination, but the direction is what you're looking at. So you are looking at the direction. Okay, I'm at Delta now. I'm at Edo now. I'm at Ore now. Okay. So, but where are you headed? Lagos. Lagos is your destination. So you know when you're looking, you know when you're seeing. A lot of people just look. They don't have a picture of what they are looking on. Your destination is where you're looking at, but your direction is not the destination. So you don't confuse the two. All right. So if there is no purpose, there can't be any vision. I want to make this clear to us. If there is no purpose, there won't be any vision. God cannot give you a vision if he have not assigned a purpose to you. I want you to get this into your head. God is a God of purpose, and he always assigns a vision to every of his purpose. And why would God give you a vision? Because he wants you to stay on the course. Because there will be sometimes God will keep quiet so that your will can walk. And what will make your will stay faithful on a course that God has given to you is the picture that God showed you of the purpose he has in mind for you. So I want you to grab this. There is no purpose without a vision, and there is no vision without a purpose. So if you have not found your purpose, I want you to go back and do what? Find it. Why most people have problem in their studies in school. One of the challenges I had in FUTO was that, before I gained that admission, I never knew what my life was to be like, And one of the things I tell you, one people on secondary school, one of my main mission assignment is that I have to actually go to them and tell them, hey, young guys, you need to get a vision. You need to get a purpose for your life. God didn't bring you here for nothing. There is something God bring you here for. So you need to find it. So one of the things I do is that I help them in the process to find their purpose. And when we find this purpose, I try to make them see it in pictures. So one of the things I do is that we create a vision board. And okay, this is what our vision is going to look. Our purpose is going to look like. This is the kind of amount of money we want to make at the age of so place. But we need to see the picture of where we are headed. All right. So I create this mental picture for them, because I am interested in the fact that they don't choose a course that is outside of their purpose, or a course that will help them fulfill their purpose. Now that you're in university, the biggest challenge you will face after school, if you go outside school, and maybe you graduate from school and you finish from university and you come out and you trying to look for where to lay your hands on because of what you have not defined your purpose. Hello. Find that original intent, the original reason why God brought you on earth is very important. In fact, if there is anything in Geneva helped me to achieve from 2012 up until now, is to actually define my purpose. And sometimes people ask me, why do you always hide? Because I already understand the fact of the place I am headed, because the purpose is so clear to me. I know the reason why God brought me here. It's for the young people. I'm so certain about it. I'm so crazy about it. Because after God told me this is your purpose, He also gave me a mental picture of it. So I don't need to mix it with anything. So your purpose is very important. So one of the things you should do now is to do what? Go and define your what? Purpose. Define it with God. Find it out. Then bend down and look for a vision to attach to it. All right. So let me proceed. I'm sorry, I'm using my notebook, so I wrote down some of the things I want to share on my notebook. So how far can you see? It's not about the purpose yet. If you don't have a vision, the vision keeps you to achieve it, because that's what you see. So how far can you see? Are you seeing only today? Are you seeing only today? It's so painful that most of us see today. We just see today alone. Give us this day our daily bread. In this context, is a wrong prayer to make, my dear sister and brother. If all you see is today, give us today. Oh my. Tomorrow you go back begging. All right. Tomorrow you go back begging. In fact, let me tell you one thing that gets me amazed most of the time. In my year one, I'm sorry to share the story. It's one of the stories I am proud to share, because failure is one of my core values. I'm sorry, I'm going to share it. My year one, my CGP was 1.7. 1.7. For those of you that where to put it, you understand what I mean. My mathematics was F, my chemistry was F, my physics was F, my biology was F. In fact, the only thing I got A was my engine drawing. That was amazing. The only one as in that one unit course I got it A. My engine 101, I think I got it B also. All the 1 unit courses, I got all of them B's, and it was amazing. I was thinking I was doing myself a wonderful good thing, but I was ignorant of something. So I didn't know where to head from there. But something happened. In my 200 level, I was trying to rewrite some of those courses, So I started sitting up. But unfortunately, I landed the first semester, I think I had about 1.92. The second semester, I got about 2.3. So I was so happy that there is an improvement. But I sat back. I sat back and I was asking myself, okay, now third class you did try pass out with final year. This is pure third class, guy. You're not going anywhere with this thing. Okay. Now, are you trying to tell me that when you come out, you're going to tell people that you came out with third class? What kind of motivation is that? And I said, okay. Now, this is what I did that was very simple. Very, very simple. I became so crazy and obsessed with something. I wrote the scores I want to have part-time in my courses in 300 level. So before the 300 level, I wrote down, I said I want to have 4 points. All right. And 400 level 4 points, 500 level 4 points, just to get out of that class. So I did my calculations, I wrote it down. Now then when you enter my room, every other thing looks new except these things that I just said that I wrote them, I pressed it on the wall. Unfortunately, my 300 level, I couldn't meet up with that 4 point, but I had 3.89. That's amazing. If you approximate that, is that not 4 points? But what really happened? Something happened in me. Every night when I come back, the first thing I see is that thing. Guess what? I have 2 mirrors in my room. One in my bathroom, one in my room. And I have a whiteboard where I train people in my room, even while in school. So in the board, I write everything I care about. Then I have so many calendars in my room. So I paste dates. I write things, I paste them. I need to see them. I need to visualize them. Amen. What did Habakkuk even say? Write it down. God gave you a vision and say, write it down, make it plain so that he that run may read. So I now realized that, okay, there is power in visualization. So I wrote it down. I wrote it down somewhere, and then I want to graduate with 2-1. And I looked at the result. It's not working. It's not working for me. So when my friends were clubbing, oh boy, I know I couldn't club because there is something that will face me when I come back home. So in my 300 level was when I realized that my life is all about leadership. And that was when I met when I took leadership very serious. So while I was investing time in my studies, I also find another love, which is leadership. I started buying books on leadership. But my attention was in graduating with good scores. So in 300 level, my friends were streamlined. I know the kind of friends that I need. Why? I have a vision. The kind of friends I need to achieve it, my vision chose them for me. Now, this is not me choosing because I know I want to hang out. But my vision was choosing who was to be my friend or who is to be my friend. So my vision was choosing my friends for me. My vision was choosing my activities for me. My vision was choosing virtually everything for me, because for me to achieve that, which I've written and pasted on the screen or anywhere, I need to actually streamline some of these things. So my vision was compelling me to streamline my activities. So this was what just kept happening in me, unconsciously. I noticed that when I want to see friends, if they are not helping me to achieve these things, I just put them away. Do you understand? So this is just I'm just trying to let you understand the story so far, because your vision choose your friends, your vision choose your activities, your vision choose your interest, your vision choose what you invest your time on. You don't invest your time in everything. There is one particular thing you invest your time on. And why do you invest your time on that thing? Because you have seen in pictures that particular thing. All right. It's very, very important that you have a vision, and it helps you streamline what you want to do with your life part-time. So I want you to pay serious attention to all of that. All right. So as leaders, as a young man in FUTO right now, or anywhere you're listening from, I want you to pay attention to one thing. Take your time to do what? Take your time to find a purpose. Remember, purpose is not what you're going to finish, in your lifetime. I always say this: purpose is multi-generational. If you've paid attention to understand how God gives people purpose, he actually gives you a purpose that will outlive you. So you have a role to play in your purpose. But for you to live a life that will fulfill a part you're playing in that purpose, you need a vision. And what you need to do is to see it mentally. All right. Why you need that mental picture is that God has already placed a purpose in your spirit, but your soul needs to understand it the way it is in your spirit. So that is why God will always give you visions of the purpose, so that you are so consumed with it. So now that you are in FUTO, now that you're in the university, you need to have a vision of how you're going to finish your studies, what course you're going to graduate with, where are you headed after studies. Because if you enter any bank, the first things you see in the bank is the vision statement. It is actually what they believe in. Is actually what they believe in. If they don't believe in it, there is nothing they can see. So every bank have a vision statement. When I was working in AfriHub, the first thing they inculcated in us as staff, as employee of the company, was to actually understand the vision of the company. One of the things when I was working with Engineer Ba in Nigeria, when he was in Nigeria, one of the things he infused in us is that we are here to raise global leaders. So it consumed me. Whenever I'm seeing new era, I'm seeing global leadership. Yes, we started in Imo State. Because of the global sites we're seeing, we're not doing things that were small. All right. New Era International Leadership Conference was actually bettered out of vision. And as at when Tinubu was in Nigeria, it was actually the biggest conference ever in the Southeast, because we are hosting over 1,500 young people seated. So much so that the government take cognizance of that gathering, because the only gathering that gathered people that much was political gathering. All right. So that was bettered out of a vision. Tinubu saw it. And each time we come for the meeting, one of the things Tinubu does to us is that he will actually try to infuse the picture of the conference in our mind. Okay, Joshua, hello guys, we are seeing about 1,005. So how do we serve 1,005 people? And I'm like, Oga, calm down now. We never even start the conference. And he said, Joshua, 1,005 is coming. How do you serve 1,005? And you see us gathering 60 volunteers, 100 volunteers. I'm saying, sir, how do we can't even manage 100 volunteers. He said, these are the people that will serve 1,000 people. And each night he makes me see it, that, okay, you are raising volunteers, 100 people that will serve 1,005. And Joshua, you'll be in charge of welfare. And I'm like, how do I feed 1,005? Now, there is a picture already in my head. Tinubu, as a leader, has seen a vision, but being the leader in him transferred the vision from his mind to my mind. So I could see what he is seeing. So if it is a vision, you can transfer it to someone else. If it is a wish, you can't transfer it, because before the transfer is done, it will die. But it's a vision. There is a power in it that propels action. So I always say that the vision compels your hands and your legs with your mind to work. It's a clear-cut thing. So many people who wrote many things are writing it because they saw something. The lady that wrote what's the name of this movie? What's this movie? I'm trying to remember. It's a book, it's a novel that was transformed into a movie.
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, thank you very much. Now, that particular movie, I mean, I've seen that movie as a child, and I've still seen it as a young man. I've read that novel. I've read that novel over and over again because of one truth. The young lady in Gold Cast was saying something that caught my heart. She said when she was writing that thing, she was actually trying to overcome depression. But she was seeing something. She was seeing that she could come out strong. She didn't have anything. At the end of the day, the vision she saw in the book was actually what blew her so many years ago. Now, I was discussing with a friend day before yesterday. She was telling me about a woman, Flavor Nabania, brought into a music after 30 years or 40 something years that she sang a song. It's a trending music by Flavor now. Now, this woman, if anybody had told her that the song will make any moves now, she won't believe it. But she saw something she saw something that made her sing at all. And several years later, she's reaping from it. Okay, I went to shave this. Yes, I went to shave this evening before this class, and because I was looking very bushy, I wanted to keep my beard so big, So, but something happened. I sat down in the salon. I observed that they were talking about legends who have actually played football so great. I'm not a good fan of football, but I picked interest because when it has to do with devotedness, dedication, vision, I am so interested in it. And Messi is still alive. Ronaldo is still alive. And they included them in immortals ever lived. And I said, these guys are still alive and they're immortals already. And one of the statements that got me puzzled was Ronaldo saying that all I want to do is my name be written as immortals of football. And guess who was his role model? He was also in Manchester United, one of those big boys who was a black from Brazil, from Portugal. When I saw that this guy created a mental picture of what he wanted, and he stuck to it, and everything was propelling him. Funny enough, the young man was a celebrity. And what do you have? See Ronaldo today, a celebrity footballer who is doing his best in football. Now, what I'm trying to say in summary is that if you have defined your purpose for your life and you were able to define it with God, there is a vision that will be better the day you have a purpose. And that vision, if it is true, it is a vision that is better from your purpose. You will notice that when you want to sleep and you have not done the needful, sleep will run away. You will notice that when you want to eat and you have not bought a book in that area that you see purpose, as in the hunger will go. When you want to hang out with friends and you have not done what you need to do to achieve the vision, you will notice your friends will not interest you anymore. Your interest will be reduced because you need to achieve this thing. You see yourself being focused. All right. Check all the people that graduated from school with first class. They don't have too many friends. They were not included in so many activities. Even those who had so many activities choose their activities. So what am I trying to say? Get a vision. Now that we have an understanding of what vision is all about, that there is no purpose without a vision and there is no vision without a purpose, we have to create one for ourselves. If you say God is giving you a purpose to lead, to be in political space, please, there must be a vision of a problem that you are solving. I mean, he just said it. If you're coming into the labor market, you're not coming to just be there. You're coming to solve a problem, because anybody bringing you into his space is trying to say, what do you have to offer? And what you have to offer is a problem that you have solution to, that they also have as a problem. And what you will need to sell to them is the vision that you have, because what you will sell is the vision, nothing else. Let me tell you the truth. What you will sell in the mind of the employers is the picture that you already conceive, as in the solution that you conceive as a picture. That is what you're selling. So they will start seeing what you're seeing. Until they see it, they will not employ you. And you cannot start a business that will outlive you, or that will outlive 5 years, if you have not captured a picture of it 100 years from now. You will not marry a husband that will satisfy you, that will help you bring out your purpose, if you yourself do not have a vision of that husband. And if you're a young lady here and you're trying to marry a young man who is in a Benz that you just hop in, just the same way you hop in and he does not have a destination, one way you will have an accident and you will die hopping out. However, if you're a young man, you're driving Benz without destination, very soon you're going to die. And I'm sorry, you are going to die and go to hell without achieving anything on earth. Vision keeps us alive. Note that vision does what? Keeps us alive. Because when you remember there is a picture you are going to achieve, you will not live your life recklessly. Having said all of this, I believe you have come to a place of understanding of what vision is all about. As a young man, as a young lady who is in FUTO, who is in any school you're watching me from, I want you to start looking, I want you to start seeing beyond where you are. I want you to start seeing beyond today. I want you to start seeing beyond 50 years of your life. If you see 50 years, you're going to live 50 years. If you see 100, you're going to live it. Whatever you see is what you speak. I mean, the scripture says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. It is what you see in your heart. It's not with your eyes you see it. There is a heart. There is a heart in you that sees the vision. So out of the abundance of that heart, the mouth will speak. And in the book of Numbers, the scriptures say that whatever I hear you say, that I will do. So if you have a vision in your heart and you speak it, God is ready to hear. And he has placed in nature to attract to us what we see and do what? speak. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having me. Create a purpose with God and see the pictures of that purpose. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Joshua. Thank you. This is impactful. The place and the power of vision. I mean, it's. I just as you were giving your experiences on campus. Can you hear me, Mr. Joshua? Okay, yeah. Yeah, while you were speaking, I just tried to remember a few things. Like you mentioned, the board in your room,
Yeah.
the whiteboard, and then those things on the wall. I had all of those things on campus. And then I remember very well. I had to. We had a prayer. There's a place they call Love Garden in FUTO.
Yeah, it still
Went
exists.
there, yeah. So went there, and then my 4th my friends and I went to pray, and then we had got access to do some things. One of them was to write down the things we intend or hope to do and be. You know, Many
Yeah.
of them wrote them down, including the wife. When you were talking, made mention about even the marriage stuff. The description was so precise. I mean, the
Yeah.
kind of the places I want to live, things. And to be honest with you, a number of them, not all of them, but a good number of them have materialized. And this was something that was done like 12 or 13 years ago. But as time unfolds, you see them coming to pass.
Yeah.
Vision is powerful. Like you said, vision is, you cannot see 50 and die before 50, because what you see is what you become.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much for this powerful teaching. Unfortunately, we don't have Michael here. I think his network gave him just like 5 or 10 seconds ago. He disconnected. So
Okay.
we are going to wrap up at this point. It's been a very wonderful time out here. Network is wonderful. The Nigerian factor, but what can we do? I mean, it's a good one. So hopefully he will join us shortly. But if he doesn't, we're going to round up now. So thank you everyone who joined us. Some people are coming in and out. Some of them are talking about network issues. But then again, it's a video. It's a video event. You can always come back and watch. That's the good thing about this. Why I don't like the WhatsApp program is because it's gone. Once you do the WhatsApp stuff, it's gone. Nobody
Mm.
wants it. You cannot even revisit it again. But when
Yeah.
you have a live event, either on Facebook or YouTube Live, it's always there. You can easily revisit it and then check it up, some other time. People can always come on YouTube in particular, and YouTube is not just for your Facebook community, it's global. People can search and then 10 years later they see it, and then it's still a blessing to people. So this is new era. This is new era, the FUTO community. Okay, Michael is back. So everyone watching, wherever you're watching from, this is new era community, the FUTO Federal, Federal University of Technology, Owerri, is a federal is a federal university in Nigeria. So Michael, quickly, because the sound is too much from your end. All right. So before I end, I'll just ask Michael to say a thing or two, so we can call it a day or a night. So FUTO is Federal University of Technology Owerri, and then the New Era FUTO community, like we've established, the general vision of the New Era is to raise leaders leaders and entrepreneurs of global relevance, of global impact. Yeah. So that's what we do, and then the FUTO community is basically there to do the same thing in the FUTO community, in the FUTO environment, and then hopefully we're going to have this same events in other campuses physically. By the way, a few announcements: by next year February, Engineer Ba will be doing some programs in some of the campuses in Imo State. So if you're next year, that's 2022, because right now it's 2021. So next year
Yeah.
is going to be 2022, and it's February. Okay, sometime in February, we'll make that information available when it's right. Geneva will be in Nigeria, and then we'll be having some, event in a few campuses in Nigeria, in Imo State particularly. So get set FUTO, get set IMSU, get set Alvan, and a few other campuses, and then there's going to be a major event in the city of Imo State, right? So thank you so much. Okay, Michael, you're back. So we had our friend, Mr. Joshua, just finished speaking a while ago. So maybe you can give us I don't know if there's any question. I can't see any question, but whenever you people come online, anybody comes online and drops a question, maybe we can come back to put the answers there in written format. So, but let's end at this point. Michael, you have a thing or two to say. Let me unmute Michael. Oh, good. Yes, go on, Michael.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okoli Emmanuel. It's been a wonderful session, and I must say that I'm super saturated with value, like SS value. So, Mr. Joshua Ikegwuonu, oh my God, you're awesome. You're awesome. It's been an amazing session with you here. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for this wonderful session. In fact, my books here are just filled up with SS value. I must say that I commend your leadership skills. I've known you for it's over 3 years now, and you are one of the persons I can say they walk their talk. You know, from you live the kind of things you say. Unlike other people I know, they say a lot of things and do something different entirely. So I commend your leadership. You've been a mentor. You've been someone I can look up to. Anything for business, for leadership, and I will say, yeah, Mr. Joshua, you're a mentor. So thank you very much, Mr. Joshua. Actually, we'll be looking forward to the physical session of this very meeting. Honestly, here in FUTO, we are hungry for such a thing here. And I tell you, a lot of students are already telling me we should have made this event a physical one. Why not leave it till when school resumes? I was like, calm down. Let's get started with this one. I believe maybe by the time school resumes, like Mr. Okoli Emmanuel just said, it's something that is going global. So other campuses, they will be experiencing the same thing. And believe me, we are rising leaders that will change the narratives, leaders that will actually change things for good. So I'm super grateful for this very wonderful session. A lot of them are actually embossing me with their messages. I don't know why they're not dropping it here, but I believe answers will be provided in due course for the questions. So I'm most grateful. I've learned a lot, and I can see people here, they are learning as well. So thank you very much. I'm so grateful. And I believe this thing has come to stay. Sir?
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. But we can as well have the questions, if possible. You can read them out for us to trash them out if need be anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, I have about 2 here. Somebody made mention of taking responsibility, and then what problem are they offering? And the person is like, I just got admission, and even the course I applied for is not what I applied for in JAM, and FUTO gave me something different. So how am I to be solving a problem when I am yet to understand this very course? Moreover, I'm just a 100 level first semester. That's the first question. That's the first question. So the second one says,
wait a moment. That question needs to be given a special attention, because I see a lot of young people who actually go and suffer such a thing because they don't have some few advice. I will say a few things of my own opinion, and I'll allow Mr. Emmanuel to actually contribute. All right. Now, if you are in school and you came into a department that you didn't apply for in the university, there is one thing I always advise people that if I had the opportunity, I would have done. And what is that? Getting into a department that you don't want. Check if you can switch after year one into the department of your choice. These things are very clear. A lot of universities create that opportunity that, maybe you didn't meet up the cutoff mark, or there are some requirements, maybe in your mathematics or in your chemistry, you did not have a certain cutoff. I get to know this in my 300 level. But by then, I have actually decided to finish computer science. All right. So what I advise first thing is get to do your year one, but also find out what it will require for you to move from the department where you are exactly to the department where you really want to be. That is on the faith that you know your purpose. I mean, you don't do this if you don't know your purpose. I will say it that means, because some people will just go out right there because they love chemical engineering, whereas Their purpose has nothing to do with chemical engineering, but that's what they love. They just want to go in there. Sometimes also, I don't want to mix this away. Sometimes also, that place you are was not for mistake. You know, when you are finding purpose, one of the things I say when I'm helping people to find purpose is that it's like dots. Whatever activity that happens in your life, when you connect them, they point you to where you are headed. God does not make mistake to bring such department into your life. There must be a reason for that also. So you should also look at it this other side and look at it this other side. So it will help us understand very well. So if you cannot sleep, you bring down mistake. All right? That's just the point I'm trying to make here. If you can't switch from the department as in the department they gave you to the department you're supposed to be, stay back there
And I
and
know
find
even.
your purpose in it. That's just what I want to say.
Okay, so I didn't get the last thing you said, sir. If you can't see something, then do the other one.
Okay?
Okay, I didn't
Okay.
get the last thing you said. Okay, Michael, the noise is so much from your side, I think.
Okay. So the next thing, technology, studying, he's in 200 level now, and then he's actually a fashion designer. Now the thing is that he learned the skill of fashion designing. So how does he combine these things? Like he learned the skill of fashion designing, and now he's in science laboratory technology. So how does he combine these stuffs?
Please, Mr. Emmanuel, go up first before I speak.
Okay, let me just touch on the first question. Okay, I'm trying to not to forget the first question. Okay, you have a department, you are in a department, and that's not what you really wanted, and then you are having issues. How do you now? What kind of problems you have?
Yes, exactly.
My friend Joshua has said so much about that. So basically, it's about going ahead to in, you know, and that is possible in your second year. Now, but again, like Mr. Joshua said, things do not change if you have not discovered yourself. That's why from your first year in school to your second year is when you have the chance. Your CGPA should be strong enough and big enough to effect that change. There's a CGPA you must have by second year if you would like to do a change in departments, right? So your most important duty is to work hard. All your students basically have the same. Michael, please mute your microphone. The noise in the background is too much. So all the departments in your one basically run the same purpose. So work hard and get a good CGPA so that by your second year you can be able to switch. I'm answering the first question, all right? So while that is going on, pay attention to discovering who you are, because the department you are switching to, are you sure you are even supposed to be there? Right? So you are better take the first 2 years of your stay in campus to study very hard and get a good CGPA, which is basically the same courses you almost the same courses you would do whatever department you find yourself in. All right. So by the time you are in that second year, you'll be able to do a change in department. Now, pay attention in that first 2 years also to discovering who you are. If you can see my screen, it's saying that the campus is a place for self-discovery and capacity building. I also said that the campus is a place for, where you make a lot of mistakes and then, find your passion. While I was speaking, you see, I said it's a place where you make mistakes. You should make mistakes there. Joshua has said it a while ago that one of his strengths or something like that is making mistakes. So, core values, yeah. Mistakes is allowed if you are going to be a success. You have to make a number of mistakes for you to find out the one that should be correct. All right. So the campus is the place where you find your passion. You find it in volunteering. While you are in that supposed wrong department, you should be volunteering and doing things and reading, going for seminars to find out what you should do. Seek a counselor, seek counseling from a counselor in this regard, and so you can be able to know where should you switch to. Talk to some lecturers in the campus there. Talk to people who are ahead of you so that you don't switch and go to the wrong department. Now, while you are still in that department, that wrong, supposed wrong department, you should be able to know that I've said it before, not all of you in school will study what you practiced. All right, you may be studying chemical engineering. I study chemical engineering. Engineer Oba study chemical engineering. The same FUTO. I don't think Engineer Oba is or has been in any refinery before. I wasn't in one some time ago, but I had to come out from that place because my passion is not there. Some of you will become comedians. Some of you will become something else. I had to go and do a postgraduate even though I did chemical engineering in FUTO. All right, so you may not eventually study or practice what studied in school. Have that at the back of your mind. Now, let me go to the next question. Somebody is a fashion, he is in a particular department. I'm not sure what it is now, but then he has a skill in fashion. What should he do? Please do the both. Do your best in that department, where you are in right now. Study hard, get the best of grades, but pay attention to the skill. If you remember when I was speaking, I said something about the skills. What the marketplace is looking for. They are looking for people who have certain kind of skills. They are looking for people who have skills that are relevant. All right, especially when it's digital. So while you are doing your tailoring, your market, your fashion stuff, please go ahead and attach one digital skill, at least one digital skills to it. All right. So I'm going to stop here. I don't know if there's any other question from your end, Michael. Okay, Michael.
Yes, sir. It's just two questions.
Oh, good. Okay, that's all. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think we have exceeded 2 hours, so we need to stop at this point. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Joshua. Thank you, Michael. This is the maiden one. Hopefully, in the next event, virtual event, we'll try to do better or proper. So, thank you for coming tonight. Now and go offline.
Okay, so thank you very much, Sir Okoli Emmanuel. Thank you, Mr. Joshua. Thank you, everyone. This is New Era FUTO community. We love you, and our vision is to see that you guys get better, develop, understand, maximize, and as well release your potentials. I'm super happy. Thank you very much.
Any last word from you, Mr. Joshua?
I want to say a very big thank you for this gathering. I believe it was a baby in someone's womb, and it was given birth to today. And I trust God that sooner we will watch the baby grow, because he's not just giving the birth, he's actually nurturing the baby to grow. And I trust God to give both us and Mr. Michael the capacity to nurture this baby such that it becomes what it's supposed to. Because I know after now, a lot of people is going to be asking him a lot of questions. Thank God our contact details are available. Those questions should be treated and be followed up to see that those people who actually ask those questions are satisfied. And I want to say a very big thank you for this thing, and also a very big thank you to Engineer Ba also for giving us this platform to actually express ourselves. And the sky is actually our stepping ground to the greatness that God has actually destined us to achieve. God bless you all.
Okay, thank you. Once again, Engineer Ba sends his regards. He was supposed to be here with us, but then he could not make it because of an emergency that came up. So for those of you who are here for the first time, who are getting in touch with New Era for the first time, you should know Engineer Ba. He is the team leader of the New Era, the visionary of this platform in Imo State. Even though this is the FUTO community, but then generally this is Engineer Ba for you. He's in the UK right now, and then he had an urgent assignment to do in church, so he couldn't be with us. Anyways, hopefully in the next coming of weeks, he will be in Nigeria, and then we'll have some physical events and all of that. So thank you very much. Thank you, Engineer Ba, also for this awesome opportunity to be a blessing to the people in the FUTO community. Thank you so much, Michael, once again. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Good night.
Good night. Good night.